couple of minutes late. Time just caught on a little bit. Okay. First and foremost, market is just open. It's been open about just over half a minute. It's the 14th of March. Let me just have a look. We do seem like we've got a bit of a downtrend on the NQ at the moment. I'm just keeping an eye on this. Maybe we get a second entry. I'll say hello to everyone in a minute. We've come up to the EMA and rejected, so let's have a wee look. So Kanan, how you doing, bud? Akitri, how are you? Indy, how you doing? Okay. Let's have a look. There is a possible lower high there. Trouble is we're in this little bit of a range here, and we've almost got down to the bottom there, so it may bounce here. So
order filled.
I'm in a bit premature here.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm out there. It's probably going to work. I don't usually get into the market that quick. Have a quick look. What did I get there? A few ticks, didn't I? It's just looking really bearish on this. So there is a lower high there. It's kind of a bit sideways. Let me have a look. Maybe it isn't really. I like it. We've had a break in a new low. We've had one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Lower high. It's constantly rejected off that EMA. So I kind of like it. My only slight concern is this measured move is about to be played out. So what did I get out for? It wasn't much. Let's have a look. Okay, it went for two points, I think. Not quite. No, you'd have got about 6 ticks out of that, I think. 3/4 of a point. 3 ticks. I actually like the setup. Actually, I really like it. We're holding nice here. It's constantly rejecting it. Okay, that comfortably worked. Excuse me. So if you got on a tick below there, yeah, it definitely worked. I like it. We got a leg up and a lower high, and we've had this channel down with a break and a new low. We've been up to it about 3 times there. We've come down again. We've come up again, rejected off it again. You win 2 ticks and you lose point Y. Not sure what you mean there. Win 2 ticks and lose point. Cut your winners. I'm not sure what you mean. I got 3 ticks. How do you mean I lost a point? I'll tell you why. I don't usually get into what it is. Let me have a look. A little bit of concern there is we've got some. I like the setup, but I usually have a sheet next to my desk saying taking a trade, look left. Trade 2 accounts at the same time. Can you share any video on that? I'm trading 6 accounts here. I've got 5 PA accounts and I've got an evaluation. So what I effectively made was, I'm trading one of them, you can see it up here. So that quick trade, 100, 200, made me about $275 quickly. And I got out. I meant to get out for a point. Just a quick scalp. My only slight concern is because these low, I mean, it's weird. This is pushed up now. Hey, Speedy, how you doing? Look, it is a lower high, but it's a little bit sideways, and that just unnerved me a little bit. So I just decided to get out. I meant to get out for a point, but it was 3 ticks. It was just under a point, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just 3 ticks. So that was a lower high. I like the setup. It went for plenty, but do you know what it is? Is I'm getting very close to payouts on 2 of these, so I'm just getting a bit nervous. So let's have a little look here. So we got a channel down. We got a break, 2 attempts higher. Let's see if we can start to work down here. Maybe 2 legs up. Okay, so what did somebody ask me? How to trade 2 accounts? Okay, you can trade up to 20 accounts. I'm using a piece of software. I'll drag it in. It's called Replicanto, if you don't know, by a company called Flowbots, and it enables you to trade 1 account, which is this one here, and copy the rest. Now, some of them I'm trading 2 contracts, some of them I'm trading 1 contract. So if you are interested in it, there is 2 types of software that I'm aware of. Apex have got their own, which in all fairness I've had problems with. I started off with that, but I've been using Replicanto now for, I'd say, probably 8 to 10 months, and I swear by it. So if you are interested, I have a discount code for 20% off. If you look at the top left, Replicanto, it's UKFT in 20. Now, if you're relatively new and you're learning this, I wouldn't bother with it yet. I just stick to one evaluation at a time. The trouble is, if you, I understand the urgency to sort of want to grow, but if you fail in lots, I honestly would just get 1 at a time, because you're just going to throw your money away otherwise. So now, most of you know that I get a commission from Apex when you use my code and take a valuation. But in all honesty, I'd rather you save your money and not throw it away. I mean, if you can trade multiple accounts and you've made money, or you can hold them, then that's a different story. But if you're still relatively new, my honest opinion is I just stick to 1 account at a time, and then when you can manage to get a payment or hold multiple accounts, then obviously you can grow there. But that's just my opinion anyway. So let's have a look. So we've had this channel down on the NQ. We've had 1 leg up, 2 legs up. Now what are we doing here? We've come up to the top here. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, and we've rejected off there. So be interesting to see what happens there. I don't want to get caught short here, because I don't think we've broken out of that channel. That channel on the NQ looks nice to me. It looks like a 2-tier channel. We started in this top tier. We've had a couple of legs back straight in, and we're working on this tier. So I'd like to think this on the NQ is going to go down and make a new low. Now that would correspond with what I'm seeing here, a bounce off what to me looks like this channel. But I got to be careful here. I got caught out in a trap yesterday, which was the first one I've been caught out in wood for quite a while. I tend to avoid them now, but I got suckered into that because I had my chart wrong. Let's have a look. Okay, so there's a lower high there, which is broken below that EMA. There's a lower high here. I'm going to sit tight at the minute because I'm just not sure what's going on with this, with the NQ at the moment. I might be better off taking a failure. There is a possibility. See, we could be making range bottoms. We've had, we've had something down here on the NQ. So my concern is something like that. And we're bouncing off it, so I don't really want to go short just yet. It hasn't triggered that anyway at the moment, but I'd like to see this bullish bar trigger on the NQ and then come down for a failure. Okay, that lower high has triggered, but I don't like this. It's a bit congested. I think that's a trap. Yeah, it is, I think. I'll be amazed if that doesn't tick above there. Regarding yesterday, Mac did not talk about that trade at all. No, he didn't, did he? It was going lower. I bet he would have marked it off. Did you actually see the trade he took? I was quite surprised he took it, to be honest with it. He took I think it was a higher low. Was it second entry long or a higher low? Because he actually videoed himself taking a trade. I'm really surprised he took it. It wasn't the most bullish of bars, and it was quite a bit below the EMA. But at the end of the day, he sees this chart so much that he obviously knows what he's doing. So I wouldn't begin to think I know better than him. But I was surprised he took it. But a couple of the trades I took when I picked a bottom and a top, he picked both of those. So I always like it when there's a trade I take that he marks it. It always makes me feel like I'm at least, singing off the same hymn sheet, so to speak. Now, there is a bit of a failure there, but I'm just not a fan of this just at the moment. I like the fact that we've come up and retested this again, so if we can get a lower high from here, that may interest me. We're below the EMA now, so maybe we are going down and retesting those lows. There is a bit of a channel there, so I'm keeping an eye on that. Now let's see if that goes up and takes out anything there. Triangle 1, triangle twice. It's still a little bit congested. I do like the way it's holding there, so if we can get a lower high, then that may interest me, but I need this to go down because at the moment we got 3 bars side by side. 1 minute it looks like it's coming down, then it turns quickly like it did there. It is a leg and a leg, so I would expect that to come down and make a new low. But if you're taking that one, in fact, it didn't get stopped out, that one. Unfortunately, I mean, if you're brave enough to take that, I'm certainly not. What is it? 8 ticks, that one, 9, 10, so 11, 12 is about a 3-point risk, that is. I'm just not sure about this. It's a little bit sideways for me, so yeah, I bottled it there. It's just a bit sideways. Trouble is, I am coming to payment level now on 2 of them, and I've been here before, and I've made mistakes before. There's a little bit of sideways there, I think. So I'm just a bit concerned. I have got a new piece of a new indicator, if you want to call it an indicator. I'm trying to learn this. I'll drag it in quickly. This is order flow or footprint. I believe they're one and the same. It looks completely complicated, but they do tell me once you learn how to do it, it does help you. So it's costing me it's about £27, but it's about $35 a month. So I thought I'd give it a month and try and learn it, and hopefully it might help me make better decisions. But it does look like a complete mess, doesn't it? There is a lower high there. The trouble is we've got a channel with a break, and that's quite a big risk, that is. It does look like we're coming down to break these lows, but
order filled.
Take that on a limit order.
Target filled.
Okay.
Order filled.
I think that was a point. I just wanted to get out before these lows. I like it. We've bounced up here multiple times. We've triggered that bull bar there, so it's kind of two legs. Bull bar's triggered, come down, so it's probably going to go lower, but I'm just taking me time and just snipping away, so I think that was a quick point. 425, 525. Oh, it's a point and a half. Is that right? 425, 525, quick point and a half. Okay. I don't think you can deny that. I like the way we've had sort of two legs down, nice bullish bar. It's triggered, it's come straight down and stopped it out. So whether it'll go lower, I don't know. I just want to get out before the bottom. I got in on a limit order a couple of ticks back, and that was a quick point and a half. I'm not interested in it coming down at the moment. One of my bank accounts are nice and full, then I might try and hold them, but at the moment I want to start getting, I'm literally a trade I'm a trade and a half away from a couple of payments, so I'd rather just, you know, snip away at a point or a couple of points, and then once I can get these payments, then I'll add some more, and once I can start to build these accounts a little bit, then I'll start thinking that if I can get in on a small risk, and I think it's going to come down, then once it gets past my stop and we get that first little pullback, once it starts to go, then I'll put my stop at break even and then maybe just follow each bar down. If I'd have done that bar, say that bar, I'd have been down here now, but it definitely looks like a channel to me. We've had this nice channel and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't argue with that, 5 touches, and then we've had 1, 2 legs up. I just didn't want to short just yet. We were looking at this, but what I will say is we got 1, 2, 3 touches and we got a few there and a few there, so it's looking to me like it's struggling to get above. But I just didn't like this. It was snitching a little bit, but what I'll say is we had a little bit of a break, and then we had that bullish bar, same again, which triggered by 1 tick, came straight down. That tells me that there's more buyers than sellers, and the buyers are trapped, and I then expected this to come down. So I took this. It was a big bar. I think I got a couple of ticks back, but I wanted to get out before those bottoms. But that gave me an extra 1.5. So mind you, that's dropped. See, I mean, really, if you'd have taken that and you had have followed each bar down, that's what I intend to do at some point, just follow each bar. And then occasionally when you get a big move like that, I mean, look at that. If I'd have followed each bar down, I'd have been there now. This is really tanking. I mean, look at that. That's down 16 points in a matter of a minute. It ain't over yet. So if I'd have followed each bar down, now we're starting to get this. Well, there you go. So I'd have been out 14.5 points there. Now, to me, that's nearly 3 weeks' profits. If I'm looking at 5 points a week, I mean, that's a big move. But that's what I mean. You get out at a 1.5 here. I mean, look how much you could potentially get. Now, you're not always going to get that. It ain't always going to do that. But when it does, if you just follow each bar down, you'll pick up a good move there. I mean, 14 points. If you lose 2.5 points on a loss, that effectively gives you the equivalent of 6 losses. So you can lose 6 losses straight after that and still be slightly in the green. But I mean, to be fair, there's a bit of sideways here, so I just wanted to be out before the bottom. Once I start getting some payments, then I'll decide maybe whether to hold on a little bit. So that's a 1.5. So what do we call that? Lower high, really. So, I mean, that's a fair old push, that is. That's quite a big, quick move. If you'd taken that, I mean, that's over 20 points. It's gone down 22.5 points from right below. I mean, if you can catch that move, I mean, technically, for me, that would be a month's worth of profits in one trade. Wow. I mean, if you can get one of them a month, anything else is a bonus. Are we bottoming out finally, are we? We got a triple touch at the bottom here, so now this move might not be over yet. So, I mean, if you'd have followed each swing, that one there, I mean, I wouldn't have let that go without at least taking some of it. There's the swing, there's the swing, there's the swing, there's your swing. I mean, you'd have got a ton of points there. I don't tend to pick bottoms anymore. I've tried these before. You think it can't go anymore, and it stabs you in the back and then comes down and walks all over your corpse, so to speak. I wasn't expecting that, put it that way. Let's have a look. Okay, there is a little bit of support around there, down here, sorry. So from here, it's a little bit, it's almost a bit range, isn't it? So I would expect that somewhere around here to start pushing back up. It's a fair old nosedive, isn't it? Is there news in 7 minutes? I don't think so. No, we've got that bond auction again. That's about 5 o'clock UK time. It's about 3 hours. All this is done and dusted, I think. There was some medium impact news there at 1:15, but that's half an hour done. And the rest of this was at 12:30 UK time, which I'm guessing was around about here. Bit of a spike there, but not really. I mean, apart from those two bars, you wouldn't even know there was news. So nothing major. Where's Bitcoin again? I did go in. I put another few £100 into some more H-bar this morning. It had a little bit of a pullback. Whenever we get pullbacks, I try and just get a little bit more. So Bitcoin still floating around. Oh, it's having a little pullback now. It's had a quick pullbacks from 73 to 71.5. I think at some point we may get a leg down before we get a second push up, and I'm hopefully then we'll get some money going into the altcoins. Well, Shirinu's doing well. It's up 200% in 30 days. nice to get my money back. Right, now what we're doing. So look at this. Yeah, I picked up another. Oh, if in case anybody doesn't know, I haven't. Have I changed my thing? No, I haven't. We got a 80% off with 1 day to pass, and we got it for 2 weeks, I believe. I haven't changed my Apex thing. Let me just whip it over. I was a little bit late to the chart this morning. Is that it? No. That one. Nope. That one. There we go. Just change this just a second. Shove it out of the way. So it's 80% off. That's not a bad deal, that, with 1 day. I do like these 1 day passes. 1 day to pass. It just means whenever you hit your target, as long as you've traded for 1 day, you automatically pass. And it's not Wednesday. When is it? It's I think it's something like the 27th of March, isn't it? Let me have a look. Where are we now? 14th. Yeah, it's the 27th. Sorry about this. I should have done this. Okay, I think that's okay. Yeah, okay. 25% off 1 day pass. And it's 27th of March. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's not a bad deal, that. Yeah, so they're doing this quite a lot now. They seem to be doing it between 1 and 3 days. We're still getting some selling coming in here. I don't think this moves over yet, you know. Some strong selling coming in again, unless it just pushed it through there. Let's have a look. Yeah. Took that second entry short. Which one? That one there. That one there. Wow, look at this. Looked like a small risk, actually, Chad. Yeah, tick below. It's about 0.75 risk. That's about as good as you can get nowadays. went a bit sideways, but then dropped. You got your money. Then look at this coming down again. Whether we just sort of let's just put that like that for now. It's unusual to have that move and then to continue down. So we've come close to all-time highs. It's not as big a move as it sort of seems, but we have got some. You can see there's a bit of support around there, so this may be where it stalls again, but. So if you'd have took it a tick below there and you'd have held on, I mean, there's 30 points there. It's a pretty swift move, really, in a short period of time. I'm guessing you'd have probably got out of there somewhere. It depends. If you hold it back here and wait, you may have got a bit more. I tend to, well, you guys know me, I'm a bit of a coward. Once it goes close past to a point, I'm flapping. But I mean, if you'd have, I don't know, if you'd have held it here or something, you may have got it. You'd have left it on that swing, you may have been following it again. I mean, you never know you're going to get that move. That, you know, it doesn't often do that, does it? Just pretty quickly. It hasn't taken long. I mean, what's that? 1:45. Where are we now? So literally, it's a little bit over 15 minutes. It's a reasonable move for 15 minutes. But yeah, just quickly dragging this footprint chart, you can really see these big sellers coming in here, and then again, and it just continuing on down. I've got to learn how to read this properly, but you can just see these big red areas. In fact, my wife said to me last night, she went, "You can read all that, can you?" I went, "Yeah, of course I can." Not a clue. It kind of made me look a bit impressive. But yeah. She went, "Yeah, you know what that all means?" And I went, "Obviously." No, I don't. Now we're getting a few buy-in coming in. Big green area. Well, you can see it there. Let's have a look. We're sitting on a bit of support there. So we're going to get up to this area here now. I kind of like how it shows you that. It gives you sort of more of an obvious glimpse. Okay, excuse me just a second. I'm just going to knock on the door. Wait a second. It's all right. Mother-in-law. Time to run and hide. Yeah, I kind of like, just quickly visually, where you can see this area here where it's struggling, and then we have a really strong move up, and now we seem to be making some support again. So this might be, and you can see these areas, sort of areas where it's bouncing off and coming down. Well, now we've pushed up, we seem to be sitting on top of this sort of bullish area. Yeah, you can see it there, can't you? Everything's sort of selling off below there, and now we're pushing up. We get this green bit. We seem to be holding on here where this support is. So I don't pretend to know exactly what it's telling me, but I I've had a few traders say to me, when you learn to read it, it's a bit of a game changer. It does help you a lot more. Okay, so we've got a channel with the break. We made a few attempts to go higher. 1, 2, 3, and then we came down for another couple of legs. Now, are we bottoming out here? Possible. Like to break here and retest this area here, and then try and push off again. Yes, I did, bud. One this morning. And there's another evaluation on as well. I took a trade this morning on it, and obviously these two I'm trading 5 contracts. So, thank you, mate. I mean, if you can build the accounts and you can start to grow money, I up until now, see, I've been able to make money, but keeping it seems to be the problem. But I do feel like I'm doing less stupid stuff, which is positive. So yeah, I'm trying to. So I mean, if you can do that, I mean these one day pass, setups can help you. Grow them PAs a little bit quicker. You have the same problem. Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, it's funny you should say that. I was watching Young Moo after, and I was listening to him, and he uses it, and he was saying he right-clicked, and there was no orders here. So once he'd lost his, whether it was a 2-loss D-lead setup or a financial loss, but it wouldn't allow you to take orders. So he right-clicked, and he said, I couldn't even take orders if I wanted to. So I think that can be a game changer. I've had a chat with a couple of people, and someone said, "Well, I don't. If you can't, if you can't control yourself, then why use it?" But I think it's good to get you out of habits, because we can get into these habits where we do stupid things, and guaranteed when you revenge trade it, you always regret it the following day or even later. But while you've got those strong emotions, they're very hard to deny. So if you can just stop trading or have something just to stop you trading, I think it'll get you out of that habit. So I think personally it's a game changer. And if you can make money and build an account, but when things go wrong, you take it the wrong way, you take it hard, I think it's the perfect bit of software for you personally. But I mean, you've just got exactly the same that's affecting us all, Speedy. We're all struggling with that, but as I've said multiple times, I genuinely believe it's just a time constraint, and it does get better. You know, those emotions you feel, you're not going to feel them exactly the same way again and again and again. They're going to depreciate. But no, good luck to you, mate. It's getting out of that habit, isn't it? So I'm assuming you can. I mean, I remember seeing Nutty when he first used it, and he was explaining things, and I was thinking, this is like something I've never seen before. You know, I mean, you can do it in rhythmic, but the trouble is, when you start revenge trading, you've got to go into rhythmic, click about 3 buttons, and you've cleared it. So you want something that you can't set. So if you set it today, say, I don't know, 30 minutes before the market opens, and if you set the parameters that if I lose 2 trades, it won't let me trade until the 30 minutes before market tomorrow, that's plenty enough time. That's a big push. That's plenty enough time to get out of that, that bad behavior, really. Done it rhythmic. Yeah, absolutely. I tried it with rhythmic, and once I went back in, I just thought it's completely useless. I kind of like that bar. I like the way it engulfs everything, but it's massive, so I ain't taking it. After that big push down, I'd expect a bit of a run. But I'm not risking 15 ticks. That's flipping madness when I'm a trader 2-way. I'd rather wait for a bit of a pullback. So let's have a look at this. So we definitely look like we're making a channel. There. Yeah, I mean, it did work, but I'm not risking 15. Well, it was 15 ticks. Tick above, tick below. It's about $400. I'm not risking that. Not at the moment. I do like the way it went sideways, then it dropped below, closed above, engulfed everything. But there lies the problem. It's just too big of a risk. Hey, Rodin, how you doing, mate? How you doing? I've been revenge trading today. I'm really trying to stop. It is hard, mate. It is hard. I think the trick is, one thing I've learned, this PA is fucked. Had multiple trades today where it's hit my limit order take profit, but fills me. So yeah, it is a bit. It's a bit sweepy, and it is moving quite quick as well. I think when we recover most of this, it may slow down a bit. Busted a PA. Yeah, it is hard. It's not easy. But I genuinely believe it's time that will get you out of this. You know, those emotions that you feel when you take a loss, which causes you to jump back in. It's because we're not used to them. We don't feel like that on a daily basis. Unless you jump out of planes for a living, or you scuba dive for a living, or you bungee jump for a living. Something where you have real strong emotions. It's not something we do. And it's not something we have. And it takes time. You know, if you started, I don't know, bungee jumping or something, I'd say for the first bunch of times, you're going to shit your pants. I know I did it. I did an 175-foot one. That wasn't off Blackpool Pier when I was absolutely hammered. And I shit my pants, and I had about 8 pints of beer. And I can imagine doing that every day. My emotions would be, I remember the first time I jumped out of a plane, it was like one big blur. It was just weird. I didn't know whether it was really happening or when I was dreaming, because emotions are way too powerful. But with time, those emotions will get better. And they won't affect you the same way. It's impossible for them to. That turned into a nice bar. I like the way it went up and sideways. I mean, to be fair, it's still sideways, and you're going long into there, so it's probably not the most sensible. But the fact that it triggered below there and just engulfed everything about the last 5 bars there. So I thought it was okay. Do this for over 3 years. 100%. No, I would quit after a loser and come back tomorrow. I will be profitable, but continue not to do it and keep trading. It is hard, mate. It is hard. And you try explaining that to someone who doesn't trade, and they just go, well, why do it then? My wife said, well, why can't you just stop? And I'm like, you can't understand it until you've felt like it. But, you know, yesterday, a lot of times I would have carried on trading. And I'd have done something stupid, but I kept my nerve and found a couple of trades and it got me back in the green. Now, when I blew that account the other day, every other time I've done that, I go straight onto the next account and I can't control it. But I just flatly refuse to do it. I thought, I'm not wasting, I've been stupid, I've wasted an account. It's okay, it happens, but I'm not doing any more. And I just refused to do it. There was no battle or struggle. I just flat right refused. I just said, I'm not giving you any more of my money. So it is a very, very slow climb, but it does get better. And not only that, Chad, I mean, if it was that easy to do, if you could do it in 3 years and make a stack of money, every man and his dog would be doing it. But because it's tough, it is a very unique job. Over my years, I've done lots of different types of work, and I've never, ever done anything this difficult that drains you emotionally and changes your mood. Never. So it is a very unique job. And if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that when I'm earning good money, I damn well deserve it. Because I've worked hard for it. You know, I've always had that thing in life. If there's something I've really want, I've got no issues with working for it. Okay, so that looks kind of like a hidden second entry long. It is quite strong now, but I'm going to wait for a higher low. It might work. It might come down and stick you. Yeah, I mean, if I'd taken that now, I'd have been kicking myself. It might hold, but I think the safer option is to wait for the higher low. Let me have a look here. There is a little bit of congestion here, just a little bit, and I think that's... is that going to hold? If this bar runs out quickly, it may hold. Okay, there is a higher low there. That's very tempting. But there's still something I don't like about it. Okay, it's a little bit congested there, so I'm staying well out of that now. Yeah. Is that tick below there? It has, isn't it? No, it hasn't. It may hold. I don't like this. It's a little bit messy. I think it's held, isn't it? Yeah, so if you went below there, you're holding on by the skin of your teeth. But I don't fancy your chances. No, that's a shame. But no, I just don't like it. It's not as bullish. You know, it does look like a hidden second entry. We've had sort of one leg, a little bit of sideways and another leg. But the bar ain't great. And 9 times out of 10 now on these types of trades, I will wait for the higher low. That's granted, sometimes you don't get it, but it just does save you getting stopped out. So let's put that there, tight against this, and I'm happy to say then that's a clear break. So leg down, leg down. Leg and a leg, that looks like to me. It's got to look right. It's only really one leg down on the NQ in my opinion. So I'm just sitting tight. It looks quite strong, I've got to say. If we can get a higher low here, then I may be interested. That's not good. Okay, so there's a first leg on the NQ. There's a bearish bar there. Now that looks like it may push up above that. Be careful here though. Maybe we get a triple test, eh? One leg, so let's call that the first test. Leg and a leg. So leg and a leg. First attempt lower. Let's call that a second attempt. Okay, first leg down with a break and the second leg down. Let's see what happens on the NQ now. I'd still expect that to continue higher and to recover a lot of that, but it may not. Okay, we got a leg, break, and a new low. That's positive. So if we can get a higher low up here, I might take that. That's really positive. Leg, break, leg. Really strong push up there. Trap some shorts here would be nice. That's a bit scary. I'm going to be a little careful here. We may have broken this channel. This may be. Have a look here. Okay, there's a higher low forming here that may trap this bearish bar. I'm not so sure though. If we can get above there, I think we're okay, but I'm not sure about this. I mean, there is a possibility that there's our channel. And we've had a break and made a new high. Yeah, so I think there is a break here. Tight channel with a break, 2 attempts to go lower and a push up to a new high. So if you'd have taken that one, thinking a couple of legs back, you'd have got stuffed. Market's moving quite quick. There's certainly a lot of volume today. Yesterday, it just seemed to take forever. I like the way that sat there. There's a lot more volume than yesterday, or it seems that way. Two legs up, yeah, that would make sense. Let's call that there. Yeah. Yeah, 2 legs up there. All bar about a tick, I think. That's my slight concern that this does still push up, and the reason I think it may do is because we've had this sort of break of this channel. If you think there's 2 legs, I don't know, and we're going a bit sideways. So I actually don't mind the channel, but I said yesterday, I think in a lot of cases you're better off maybe assuming we've already had a break, because I did that yesterday. I adjusted my channel and I end up getting stuck short. When I put that channel back, the trade I took was a clear trap. So I sort of broke my own rules there. I fell into my own issues there. That trade I took yesterday. It was this channel down, wasn't it? I ended up having it like that. So we had 2 legs up and that higher low, which I took. Whereas if I'd have put it like that, the simple answer is we've had a break at a new low. Now we're working up. So there's no way on God's earth I'd have taken that as a short then. That I'd have taken as a long. Where is it? There, I think. I don't know. There, I think that one. Second entry long. I took the short there because I had the channel like this. But I shouldn't have done. It was a mistake on my behalf, that was. But that's okay. We make mistakes. I don't mind it. As long as I think it's a trade, that's fine. If I make a mistake, I can live with that. It's just stupid trades that you have that little voice in the back of your head going, you shouldn't be doing this. Okay, so we got a little channel there. Touch, 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 small break. Or is this more of just a sort of a bull flag? I don't know what they call those ones, where they descend a bit before they shoot off. I ain't taking this one though, although it is a higher low. But at the moment, I don't know how many times I've taken a trade to go long and we've had a break and come down. So I'm just sitting tight. Well, so just wondering if you're thinking a couple of legs, a break from this, you're looking to go long, maybe there or there. It triggers you, comes down, stop below there, but not that one. Okay, so we didn't get quite down here. There's a possible lower high here. Am I taking that one? Tempting, but no, I'm going to sit tight with this. I'd trade an evaluation there, but nothing else. Trouble is, on the NQ, it's more sideways. We're more at the bottom here of the sideways, so it could push up from there. So I'm just not a fan of this at the moment. It's a little bit choppy. Okay, so we've got a channel down, one attempt, we've got a break, one attempt higher, second attempt higher. Are we going up or are we going to fail and come down? It's looking quite strong on the NQ, so Well, it could still be like that. I mean, we've clearly made a new high there, so. Let's have a look at this. There's a possibility of a channel there. We've got a channel up, sort of a couple of legs back. Testing this, tested it again, and then rocketed up from there. So I think that may be a channel. A cloud of orders trying to stop the uptrend. Got the sort of lows of the day there for that second leg, so I think there's a fair chance that that's going to get up there after that big drop leg. Bit of a correction, another leg. I'd like to come down here though before I think about getting involved in that. It's high probability of reversal, you think? See, could just leave that like that for now. We've got a channel up there, a bit of a correction, new high. If it comes back and continues up, then I may draw that. But There's a lot of volume coming through today. Yeah, I'm looking at bookmap now. Got it up here. Look at that bouncing around. There's definitely a lot of movement today. Unlike yesterday, it was almost stagnant for a lot of yesterday. There is some support resistance right along there. You can see the bounce there, and you can see it multiple times along there. So we've had one push up, we need another push up, and then something bearish. There is a lower high there. I prefer that to get close to that MA. So we'll leg down, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. Hopefully break above this and then come down. That's tempting, very tempting. I just don't like what I'm seeing on the NQ at the moment. Is it going to work? Probably. I don't know. We've had a double bottom there, and that concerns me a little bit that we've made an attempt to go and we've pushed up. So I did the right thing to stay out of that. I get what it was, leg down, 2 attempts to go higher, triggers it, pushes it up. So that was a good stay out. That was just didn't look right. We made a matching bottom. It may work, it may hold, but personally, I think that's going to get stopped out. Yeah, anybody take that second attempt? I mean, it was a second entry short. We got a leg down, 1 attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. It is a second entry short, but we got a double bottom here. And also, if you look left, there's a lot of support along there as well. So, and we got 1, 2, 3 touches along there. It's just, and if you take that further out as well, there's just a lot of support there. So for me, just a bit too risky, and it was quite a big bar as well. So ordinarily, a trade like that, I would have jumped all over. But because there's such a lot of support here, a sensible thing to do would be to leave that one. Now, maybe this is a second entry short, maybe this is the way down, or maybe we're not bothering at all. What I will say is there's also some around there. So this may be a bit rangy, so a short there might not be the best trade. It might not be a bad trade, but at the moment it's just a bit whippy and I'm not sure. Look at 5, 2, 3, 1. 1,063 orders up there. Am I right in saying price moves towards liquidity, so price is likely to go up there? There's certainly a lot more in the way of sell orders above 25, above 225. There's not a great deal below that, really. There is some buying around 215, 217, but that big order, I'm assuming. I've used Bookmap a little bit, but being a price action trader, I tend to use sort of limited resources, really. But I have flicked around to it. Go short if the price gets back to it. Yeah, is the price going to get back to it? Does it go to the strongest liquidity? The trouble is, seeing them orders there doesn't take into consideration aggressive buyers and sellers. They're more just sat on the books. Now, I suppose it's feasible for a big unit of some sort to stick that on the books to try and suck the price up there and then cancel it. I mean, that technically means not a lot until price hits it, does it? So, I don't know, are they allowed to do that anymore? Is that sort of frowned upon? What do they call it? There's a word for it, I can't remember. Okay, so we've got this channel down. We have had a break and eventually a new low. So there was nothing I liked above there anyway. Second entry short might not have been a bad option, but after this double bottom and that trap, I'm not getting involved, so I'd rather just sit tight and let that go. So we got this channel, we got a break and a new high. Made a few attempts to go high and then dropped, and a bit of a break. And then drop some more. So let me zoom out and have a look. there is a lot of support there. So channel break, new low from there. It'd be nice to test that below and close above there. See, at the moment, I mean, obviously that one was quite clear, but we've had a couple of legs up, a little bit of sideways with a little bit of break out the top. It's hard to know exactly where that's going to go. Are we going to continue to go sideways, or are we going to come down some more, or are we going to sort of have a leg and a leg? We've got a leg there, maybe a bit of sideways, and then another leg. But that channel's played out, channel break, new low, so that's technically played out. And there is a lot of support there, so and with this liquidity up here, a lot of support down there, I suppose. Doesn't it make sense? Price is going to slowly move towards it. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more, way more sell orders up there. You know, there's 250, 200 orders around about the 15, which is down here, but there's massive amounts up here. Just that one order engulfs everything here. So that's at 30, isn't it, here? So I'd say there's a good chance price is going to get up there. I got liquidity here somewhere. There we go. So yeah, there's over 1,000 orders there. But that doesn't take into consideration aggressive orders that just, you know, from people just buying or selling. And that to me kind of looks like a head and shoulders. We've got a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, so that's a bearish pattern. So, you know, price could sort of work down there. It's quite clear that. There's the head, there's the one shoulder, arm, shoulder, head, shoulder. I don't really tend to follow patterns, but are we just testing this or are we coming down? That's interesting. So I'll call that one test, two tests. If that had been the third test, then I may have had a go at that. But does look like a little range. Yeah, I just mentioned that shoulder, head, shoulder. I believe it's a bearish pattern, so which is why I put that arrow down there. You would think price would go down that way. Whether, I mean, I don't tend to follow patterns. I am aware of them, but you do hear the odd person mention them, and a lot of the times they do tend to work. But What I will say is you can see right the way along there's a lot of support. So it's certainly trying to push down there. I'm just wondering if there is a channel and we've just got a bit of a correction before it continues up. Not sure about that. It's certainly trying to push lower. There we go. Okay, so that measured moves comfortably. Played out leg. I mean, it was giving us some bearish signals, but with the amount of support there, you don't know when it's going to bounce off it and rocket up. But that head and shoulders is a pattern, and it did work nicely. Shoulder, head, shoulder, and then down. So I am aware of them, and I don't know if you see them enough and they work, time after time, then at some point you may decide to maybe let's have a go at one of these. I mean, if you're going to short, something like that really would be the ideal place to do it, where it's comfortably below that EMA. And if this pattern is going to work, you would think, something like that would be relatively safe. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'm yawning like mad here. I just want to go and make a quick cup of coffee. I'll leave that with you for a second. So let me just put my 5-minute break, and I will be a quick cup of coffee and I'll be back. Okay. Right, okay, break out the bottom in, push up. Are we breaking out the top or are we off up now? You know, I wonder whether we have got a channel there and we've just had two legs back and we're pushing up. That kind of would make sense. Touch, touch, touch. We have touched multiple times. It's hard to say. Touch, touch, touch. Maybe it is just two legs of correction and then a push up again. Trouble is, we have got some sideways there, and that to me could just be a fail breakout, which means we could do exactly the same this side. There's some strong selling coming in. Nothing for me, unfortunately. I wouldn't be shocked if that triggers and it comes down again. Maybe we get a second entry long here. It'll be a higher low for me, unfortunately. I like to give it a chance to trap me with a failure, because there is always that possibility it may just be a fail breakout at the bottom, fail breakout at the top, and down we come. So I always like to give it the chance to trap me, and if it doesn't and we get a higher low, then I'll have a go at that. I don't want to upset the market gods, but I'm starting to think I can make a pretty good living doing this. absolute stack of money to be made trading if you can get there. It's not mega difficult in the fact that you can learn to do it. It takes time. It's just the emotional side that sort of the difficult bit takes the time. Yes, well, I never got in there. You just don't know whether it's going to, fell break out the bottom, fell break out the top. I mean, so on about those big orders at 2030, we know price moves to liquidity, but it doesn't take into consideration aggressive buyers and sellers. They're just sat as passive orders up there. So the buyers and sellers really are the ones that sort of move the market. So you never quite know. It is a lower high. Personally, I wouldn't take a trade here. One, if that is a channel with two legs of correction, then I would expect it to eventually work its way up. It might not be. I mean, there is a possibility it isn't. We've got a channel with sort of a break and a new high. But at the moment, it does look like we're just going a bit sideways. I don't know what to do here. No, I think it's fair to assume that there's a bit of a break there. Break there, I don't know. So, possible second entry long. We could push up and not come down to this bottom. Same again, there's always that problem. We've already been there. It's so hard to say. There's such a lot. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 touches along there. So it might already be at the bottom. If I move that, I'm not going to get anywhere near the amount of touches. There's 3 there. There's definitely a lot of volume today, that's for certain. It's not holding back. We've got to really get out of this range before we take any trades to go long or short, really. I have met the eval requirements on my first Apex account. Yeah, good for you, mate. I've decided I want to purchase a few more evals, but not sure how I am supposed to get more. Okay. Now, okay, 2 points there. If it's your first one, in my honest opinion, it's up to you, but I would personally stick to the one. Convert it into a PA account and try and get the PA account to pay. Now, I'm not telling, I get commissions if you use my code, so, but I'd rather, I know some YouTubers out there will say get this many, but in all honesty, I'll tell you now, I have blown hundreds because I've got too many too quick. The good thing about having one and one PA is you've got the minimal amount of. It's up to you. It's up to you. But if you're gonna, I would just have a couple or have a few. But my honest opinion, if it's your first one, chances are you'll blow it. Now, I don't want to put negative stuff on, but it's part of it's initiation. It's part of joining the club. So I'd rather you only blow one at a time. That's my personal opinion. But obviously the choice is yours. I personally think it's best to get one, trade it to a PA. When you get a PA, try and make some money. If you can make some money out of the PA, then maybe add a few. But if you want to, exactly the same way that the trouble is, if you're going to trade them individually, that's fine. But if you're going to trade them with a trade copy, you need a trade copy, and that costs money as well. See, so it's up to you. You can trade them individually, or you can trade them with like this Replicanto, where you can trade so many on one and so many on another. But it's up to you. So if you've got a trade copy, great. If you haven't, you're going to need one. My honest opinion is you can't beat Replicanto. If you are interested, I got a 20% off code up there, UKFT20. And then you just go back. If you're doing it with Rhythmic, you select Rhythmic on your Apex side, and then select the count you want, and then just go through exactly the same procedure. But if it is your first, my honest opinion, I would just stick with the one. Because you're going to blow a lot and you're going to lose, and I would say really it can soon mount up and get costly, but it's entirely up to you. But congratulations on passing it as well. It's a nice feeling when you do, so best of luck. Simple answer is whatever you do, slow and steady. Try not to rush it. Just focus on good trades. Keep your trades to a minimum. 1 to 2 trades a day is maximum, is ample. There's not a lot of trade setups lately, and I would stick to the most obvious ones. But best of luck, mate. Best of luck. You need any help, let me know. There's loads of people on here. There's people with less experience than me, people with more experience than me, people who've been doing it for a lot of years. So, you got any questions or you're not sure about anything, just pipe up and someone will help you. Also, you can message me, private message me, whatever you want, anytime you like, and I can talk shop all day long. Absolutely, that makes perfect sense. Because I tell you now, you won't be able to help blow, and you will, I guarantee, every single person does. So if you get one evaluation, pass it, get one a PA, stick with the one. If you can get it to payday, then add a couple and build up slowly like that, yeah? Otherwise, you just add an extra pressure for yourself. It is like running before you can walk. So that's my honest opinion. I'd rather you not chuck away your money, because it can get costly, trust me. Speak to my bank manager, he'll vouch for you. So we are finding support again. There is a lower high. My issue is I have a feeling that we could probably bring that down to there. And I think you may get it hasn't formed bearish anyway. You may get trapped there. We've got a leg up with a break and a new high. It looks like 2 legs of correction. So my thoughts are we may be pushing up again. Let's have a quick zoom out. We got this big push down and a break new low. So we had a push up, bit of a correction, new high from that channel, 2 legs back. Break out this. Now we're pushing up. We've come back, not to the bottom, depends how you look at it, and we're out the top again for the second time or third time. So there may be a lower high there, but I'm hoping that traps some traders, and if it does, I'd like to think we'll go long. Now we are in a range at the moment, so that may come down like a rocket, but my concern is this line here. Well, it's more there. Let's see what happens. Let's get rid of that for a minute. It is a big ass bar, but depending on where you see the bottom, as it come down enough. Yeah, I wouldn't trade that pure on the size of the bar. 14 ticks, tick above, tick below. It's a 4-point risk, $400 risk. I'm not risking $400 on that. So, can we put this? Actually, that's not too bad, I don't think. Got a touch there, touch there, touch there, touch there. Best advice is to go slow and steady. Perfect. Perfectly said. Slow and steady. Because if you don't, market will walk all over you. You've got to really be patient. If it means you sit there all day, if you can manage to sit there for 3 hours and not take a trade, you're doing well. But, you know, sit and be patient and really sort of snipe those perfect setups. Tunis isn't going along. Yeah, I don't see any opportunities in doing anything quite at the moment. I just would have stayed out of that one, although it is a lower high and it is kind of rangy. But the bigger picture to me looks like after this big push down to break a new low, we've got a leg up, a little bit of maybe a correction there, or let's just call it a break and a new high. And then that looks to me like just a couple of legs back, a bit of a correction, and then a nice strong push up, followed by a break and a new high. So it's hard to see whether this is going to go up or come down. I got no idea really, but just going basically on a quick look at the legs, leg, and a new high, leg, with a break. So it's hard to say. There is a possible failure. There is a second entry long there, which is triggered, and that looks like it's going to get stopped out. So maybe it will come down this side. I don't know at the moment. Could be a double trap. You may trap the failed second entry long. That's triggered now. That could shoot up. So there could be a double trap there. It's just a bit unnervy for me. Bars are a little large. ATR's creeping up, so I'm just sitting tight. Just at the bottom. Best advice is to win, then run away. Yeah. Max says that. Just set yourself. I'm not a fan of a monetary target. Max says in some of his early videos, just set yourself a target of $100 a day and walk away. I think that personally, I don't try and think about the monetary side. You took that one, did you? Yeah, I don't think about the monetary side of it because I think if you're trying to hit a financial target, it might encourage you to squeeze a trade or try and be a little bit cheeky with a trade and get caught out. So I tend to say, if you hit a certain target, if you win 2 trades in a row or in a day, then walk away. But I wouldn't aim to try and hit a financial figure. We all have these financial figures in our head. When you're learning a trade and you hear about all the money, that's all that flits around your head half the time. I can make this week, this that week. But I wouldn't have a financial target because if the market doesn't give you the opportunity, you can't squeeze it. If you do, you'll get caught out. Yeah, I see that one. I like the fact that it trapped along there, and if it gets below there, then I'm just being extra super cautious at the moment. But that did what it was supposed to, get down to these lows. So that looks to me like the bottom. Close enough there. 1, 2, 3, 4 touches there, 5, 6. That looks about right to me. So that looks like a leg and a leg. Would you go long from here? I suppose you go long from the bottoms and short the tops, but I'm just not a massive fan. Regardless of that, that looks to me like a bit of an overshoot, so I think the chance of it going up after that is pretty good. Well, that turned quite quick. That's interesting. Okay. It's another just awkward day again. Yeah, I thought yesterday was. Oh no, it was the day before. It was a bit weird, but it's not. It's not ideal, is it? Yesterday was definitely a bit of a ball sack, I gotta say. Most noon in the sky is turning black. Yeah, it's not too good outside my front door either. It's a bit murky and a bit miserable. What's the temperature today? 13 degrees C and cloudy. Okay, there is some more support down here. You can see it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, see, that's the trouble with trading ranges. Every time, sometimes they go up there at a different level. If you listen to Mac yesterday, he was saying he likes trading these types. But when do you know where to go short half a time? It's so hard to say. I mean, my experience of picking tops and bottoms can be a little bit unpredictable at times. Sometimes you think you got yourself a great one and you get stopped out. I mean, I definitely think the way to do it is to wait for it to break out and then reverse back in, rather than just, pick something which just seems to close there. This type of trade that actually, I prefer it actually to close back in, but something that does break out at least and make an attempt to go lower. See, we've had a breakout this. We've made 1, 2. There's 3 attempts to go lower. So there was a trade I took yesterday. It done exactly the same on here 3 times. And Mac marked it as well. Once we'd had a break, new high in that one. It was like a failure. I shorted it. Mac marked it as well. But how do you know? Is it just 3 times? And if you get a bullish buy, you're short. Context has to come into it. There may be a bigger channel in play there. So it's a bit hard to know. Okay, we've made 3 attempts to come down and we haven't. Okay, NQ. Looks like we're still in this channel to me. Yeah, that makes sense. Excuse me just for a second. Okay, small risk there. That worked for a couple of points, but I'm not picking this. I'm not very good at picking tops and bottoms, although that was a pretty small risk, I'm guessing. Yeah, tick above, tick below, 1.25. Might have just been worth having a go at that. You certainly got 2 points out of it, I think. Tick above, not quite, certainly 6 ticks. Yeah, comfortably 2 points there. If I'd have taken one that small, I'd have just doubled my money. 1 for 1, 1 to 1 up here somewhere. We've had this couple of pullbacks. But the trouble is you don't know whether it's going to trigger you and could just go lower. Could come down here, could bounce off that line, could turn up. Who the hell knows? That might be a better option now. Let's have a look. That makes sense. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That looks like a better bottom to me. So in that case, that might not have been a bad trade actually. Well, clearly you can see the momentum's clearly slowing. The bars getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You got a little double bottom, so it might have been worth the risk. That. Okay, unfortunately here, even if I get a second entry short, I can't short that just because of this. Now it may go down. It doesn't look, there is a double bottom on the NQ, but it doesn't quite look as much support on the NQ that it does on here. So, but now I'm just sitting tight. Okay, we've had a triple bottom now. That's interesting. So, what's going on there then? Still can't take that, unfortunately. Possible second entry short. I just can't take that because of those lows. Might not form anyway. It is a second entry short break. Fairly, it's a lower high. It may work, but look at that. Just can't take a trade into that, unfortunately. It doesn't look like it's going to form anyway. That's going to trap a few. It may come down, in all fairness. It's not a bad looking trade, but just because it's bounced off here multiple times, I'm not getting involved in that. I was tempted to go along there. It's just such a big bar.
Order filled.
This is just an evaluation, by the way. I've changed over to an evaluation. I'm only trading that at the moment. I don't mind being a bit more risky there.
Order filled. Stop filled. Order filled.
I think there's a good chance that's going to get up here, which is why I'm being a bit risky with it.
Order filled.
Push. Come on. Push, push, push.
Stop filled.
Alright, let's see that trigger. It's all right. If you wonder why I'm being a bit aggressive, I'm just trading one evaluation here, that's all. There's nothing I'm doing in the middle here anyway. On a PA. 2, 4, 6. I've made about $830 on my PA, so I'm just sitting tight at the moment.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Leg up. It is a second entry long, so I'd expect that to get up there. Second entry long and a possible higher low. Come on, up you get. Okay, there's a higher low. Second entry long and a higher low. Struggling a bit. Let's wait for that higher low to trigger and I'll put my order there. Go on, get up. push. Come on.
Order filled.
Push. Come on. Push, 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 push. Couple more ticks and you're golden. Come on. Come on. Don't do that to me now.
Stop filled. Order filled.
Mm. This looks like the safest bet is that out there. Hopefully it works. Yeah, if you're just wondering what I'm doing here, I'm just trading this on an evaluation. Just thinking we got a leg down and 2 pushes up followed by a big bearish bar, so I'm not sure whether this is going to come down or not.
Order filled.
Don't like that.
Order filled.
And a break, made 1 attempt to go higher, 2nd attempt to go higher, have failed, push below the EMA. It's pushed strong below the EMA on here, so I'm trading this quite aggressively. It's just a single evaluation. Come on, drop.
Order filled.
Oh dear me.
Target filled. Order filled. Order filled.
You might see how to blow an evaluation here. Leg down, almost looks like a triple test. Watch your entry here. That one there. To be fair, I'm trading it just aggressively. One, two, three. That's kind of a triple test. 1, 2, 3, which is triggered. Leg up. 1, 2, 3. Triple test. Need to get above this. Get above there and there. We should hit that level there. This is trappy as hell, this is. I'm only trading it this aggressively because of the evaluation. I wouldn't trade a PA like this. So we got 1, 2, 3 triple test clearly across there. Leg up, triple test. I'd expect it to get another leg. I'm out before a lot of these highs here, so hopefully it should work. It is going a bit sideways, but it looks like a bull flag, and usually when it goes up and goes sideways, especially as we've come off the bottoms. I'd expect it to have the same sort of size leg, and usually the best entry stops usually hold, and we got 1, 2. It's a clear triple test, so I'd expect that to work. Trouble is, it's choppy as hell on the NQ, so. Once we get above these, I'll feel better. I expect it to work. It is a bull flag. We push up, we go sideways, but it's a good solid entry. So I would expect that to hold, but you never quite know. But we have come off the bottom. We've gone sideways, so I expect to get up the top. But you never know. I wouldn't normally trade this aggressively. It's only because it's an evaluation. And they're $30 at the moment. But if you look on the NQ, it looks even worse. It's barcodey, isn't it? Really whippy. Please connect initial swings. You on about like that, are you? About that, are you? Yeah, it is. As we've come off the bottom, we're clearly going sideways. It would make sense to get up to the top, but you just never know. Does look like a bull flag. I've got my, hopefully this will be it. Once we get above there, which is triggered, and there, then I expect it to push pretty quick. It's a solid entry. We've got 2 legs back. It's also a triple test, so there we go. I might add to this.
Order filled.
Maybe me to bring it down a bit more. Come on. Push. Once we get above here and here, we'll be alright then. There we go. Bit more, come on. Bit more. Quick push now and hit me target. Come on, up you go. Go. There'll be some stops there, I think. If we get a quick push, we'll be alright. Don't take me out now, will you? Above there. Come on, 3 more ticks. Oh, come on. I'm going to give it the space. I'm pretty sure it'll work. The account's blown if it doesn't anyway. Come on. We haven't broken above there yet, so I think we're okay. the natural place to go would be to the top after coming from the bottom anyway, so we just need that bit more of a push above this lot. There we go. Should hopefully hit that now. Come on. No.
Stop filled.
Oh, bollocks. It stopped, didn't it? Oh, well. How did I get out of that one? Yeah, it's struggling to get up, isn't it? It's so choppy, innit? The NQ's just gone super choppy now, isn't it? That looks like a breakout at the bottom, so we've pushed up to... No, I'm on just under $1,400 on that one. Hey, Karina, how you doing? No, I just got, I think I got, I'm just $1,400 up here, just under $10 under 1,400. quite glad I got out when I did, because this thing's chopping around. I thought there were going to be some stops along here, so I thought if we managed to push, we should surge up, but NQ 5 minutes as a second entry short, fell second entry long. Hence coming down. Let me just see what's up there. There is some support there. You can see 3 touches there, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's probably why it was struggling to get above there. That's kind of what I wanted, but the opposite direction. That's the trade, isn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points straight down. Might be an overshoot there, so let's see if we can get a higher low off here. Took it, got 32 points. 32 points? Oh, 2 contracts. We trade 5 mini charts. Oh, 5 minute chart. Nice, so the same trade worked. So we got a channel with a break, 2 legs back, and we got 1, 2 legs to a new high. So you can see that along there, that support. So what we're going to do here. Higher low here, see if this helps.
Order filled. Order filled.
Uh-oh. This is going to come and get me, is it? I fear it may do. Push up. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I suppose on the plus side, we are creating a little bit of support there. 1, 2, 3. We'll see. We'll see if I survive. I like the way that short's triggered. That fills me full of a nicer feeling. Because I wouldn't want to go short right below the bottom of a range. Whether the market's got other ideas and it's going to tank down is another thing. Perhaps it will, I don't know.
Stop filled.
Took me out, that did. Okay, I'm going to knock it on the head there. I'm getting a bit bored. What's the scores on the doors? Okay, so we've not had a bad day, actually. We're up 2.25 points. So 2, 4, 6, 8, about $835 for the day on those on my PA account. So the PA accounts are going nice and well anyway. So it's chopping backwards and forwards anyway. I'll leave that the rest of that evaluation till tomorrow. So we've been going now. How long? What time is it? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, nearly 3 hours. That'll do for me. So look, appreciate all your comments. Got in with a couple of entries earlier. Not as much as I could have got out of them, but that one for 3 ticks. The plan was try and get a point off that, but that one I got a 1.5, and that came tumbling down. But we're going a bit sideways now, so I'm going to get myself off and finish a bit early today. So I appreciate your comments. If you're carrying on trading, yeah, you too. But if you're carrying on trading, best of luck. I hope you get a setup. Failing that, Friday tomorrow, another week almost gone. Unbelievable. So have a great day. Have a great evening. Stay safe. And we'll talk again tomorrow. Bye for now.